Welcome to edgeofcode.com's series of infinite roller tutorials. You can find a written version of this tutorial at edgeofcode.com. So in the previous tutorial we added scoring and recorded the player's high score. Today we're going to look at how to create sound effects using Audacity. Audacity is free software that lets you record and edit sounds. So first, if you haven't already, go to Audacity webpage at audacityteam.org and download and install the program. You'll obviously need a microphone to record the sound effects, but if you don't have one or don't want to record your own sound effects, you can get free sound effects online. A site that I like using is freesfx.co.uk, and they have music and sound effects, and we'll use this site later to get some background music for the game. The effects on this site are all free as long as you acknowledge where you got them from. Okay, so once you've installed it, open Audacity. The first thing to do is to set the recording information that Audacity needs. So mine's already set, but it's these options up here. So you need to select your microphone, and you also want to select whether you're recording in mono or stereo. I'm going to leave mine on mono because we're just going to record the sound that the character makes when it lands. And it doesn't really need to be a stereo sort of sound. And also select your speakers so that you'll be able to hear what you've recorded. Next, click on the recording level microphone, which is here, and select Start Monitoring. This monitors the sound that you're making that's coming in through your microphone. So the blue bit is the loudest that you've gone, and you want to aim for about -6. If it's lots below that, in general, then it's going to be too quiet a recording. If it's too close to 0, then the output can become distorted. If your scale is too high or too low, so if you're not reaching around -6, then you can change the recording volume using this scale over here. I'm going to leave mine at 1 because I haven't gone too far past -6. Or you could try moving the microphone closer or further away from you. Okay, so to record, you press this red dot. All of them are quite obvious what they are. So let's try recording something. So if I record, you can see these blue waveforms appearing. I'm going to stop it there. So I'm going to try again and do it a bit louder to show you what happens if you're doing it too loudly. So I'm going to lean a bit closer to the microphone while I talk and try to get it. Yeah, there we go. So that time I was speaking too loudly. It's gone all the way up to this end of the scale, and we have red regions on the waveform. This is called clipping, and it means that the volume's too high and it won't have recorded properly because the output will be distorted if you play this back. So if it does this, try moving away from the microphone or reduce this recording volume. So if you see any redness in your recorded sound, you should try recording it again. Audacity lets you edit and manipulate your recording, so you'll be able to cut out bits that you don't want and normalize the volume so that it's as loud as it can be without this clipping occurring. There are lots of other options as well, but those are the ones we'll use. So I'm going to get rid of this. So we're going to record the sound of the infinite roller character landing on the ground. I've collected a few things together to try out. I've got a tennis ball, a beanie toy giraffe, and a pen. And I'm going to see which one of those makes the best sound. And I'm also going to drop them on different surfaces to see which one makes the best one. So you should gather some things together and drop them until you find a sound that you're happy with. Also find a few different surfaces to drop them on. So I've got my desk, a mouse mat, and a notepad at the moment. If I'm not happy with the sound, then I'll go and find some more things. I think I'm happiest with the sound that the giraffe makes when it falls on the mouse mat. So I'm going to record that sound. To do that, first start monitoring so that we can see if the sound is loud enough. So I'm going to drop it now. And that goes up to -3, so that should be fine. It won't be clipped. So now press record and drop your chosen item again, then press stop. I'll do that for mine now. Okay, that was too loud, so I'm going to try again. That's a bit quiet. Okay, that's better. And now that's me talking. So to start with, I'm gonna get rid of the extra audio at the beginning and the end, because we don't want the silence at the beginning before I dropped it, and we don't want the silence and me talking afterwards. So to do that, first I'm gonna zoom in. So press the zoom tool button and zoom in a bit, and this just helps to find the right spot to delete from. Click on the selection tool again and select close to where your sound obviously starts when it gets bigger. Then you want to select everything to the left of that. To do that, it's Shift and J, or you can go to Edit, Select, and Track Start to Cursor. Okay, so now we want to delete that, so just press delete and it will move it across. Now it's a bit harder to tell when we want to stop this, so I'm going to press play. It's over quite quickly. I'm going to say about here. So to select everything to the right of this line, it's Shift and K. Or again, you can go to Edit, Select, and Cursor to Track End. And I'm going to delete that again. Let's play this again and see if that's good. Ooh. It's probably still a bit long. I'm going to cut it to here. Press Shift and K again and delete. And you can press home to make it go to the start as well. Okay, I'm just going to cut it slightly further over. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay, Shift and K and delete. There we go. I could probably cut this a bit closer as well. So Shift and J and delete. And let's try again. Okay, that's quite a good sound. At this point I'm going to save the file. So this is saving in the Audacity project itself, not the sound that you've created that you'll be able to use in other things. So let's see, I'm going to save it in the roller folder. I'm going to call this land sound. Save it. I should probably have saved it when I first recorded the sound and was happy with it before I started editing it, but never mind. Okay, so next we want to normalize this. So go to Effect and Normalize. Normalize will stretch this out a bit to make the sound as loud as it can go without distortion happening. So you can keep the default settings, just click OK, and you can see that that just increased it a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to export the audio. So File, Export Audio. I'll save it in the roller folder. And Lounge Sound OGG, I'll call it. I'm going to save it as an OGG file because Unity can use OGG files. If you do want to export it as an MP3 instead, you'll need to follow a few more steps. You'll need to go to the Audacity manual site and find the lame MP3 export link, and on here it tells you why you'll need to do these extra steps. It's because Audacity isn't allowed to include the MP3 encoding software. You just need to follow these instructions to allow it to export as an MP3. but an OGG file is fine. So save that. I've got the artist name as Edge of Code. You can fill out more of this if you want. Click OK, and that should have exported that. It's very short sound. Okay, so now open your Unity project, and so now we're going to create a new folder. So right click, create and folder, and call it audio. Now go to where your sound file is and drag it in, and Unity will automatically import it. Okay, so next we're going to find some online background music for the game. So go to freesfx.co.uk. Although you could create your background music yourself if you want. If you do want to do that, I recommend using LMMS from lmms.io. This is open source music creation software, and it's really good for creating your own music. But for this project, I'm just going to download something that's pre-existing. So on freesfx.co.uk, click on the music tab. You need an account to be able to download the music, so do that first, and then have a look through and see what you fancy. I've actually already downloaded the one I'm going to use, but I'll just show you what you can do on the site. So in Action, you can play various ones and decide what you want. I've chosen this psyched up one. I'm not sure why, just I think it reminds me of 80s programs like MacGyver. You should also look at the page of the person that's created the music or sound effect, because they often have this little bit of text that tells you about them and whether they would like you to credit them some extra way than is in the conditions of it being on FreeSFX. So yeah, always have a look at that. I've downloaded one already. So now I'm going to import the background music. And this will take slightly longer because it's a bigger file. And you just need to drag it in to the audio folder. So now save the project. And today we've created a sound effect for our game. We've got some background music and imported them both into Unity. In the next tutorial we'll discuss audio in Unity and add the sound effects and the background music to the game itself. Remember, you can download files for this tutorial at edgeofcode.com on the downloads page. And I'll see you next time.